say, in the last episode of the vlog, I talked about the studio, this place, and how it came to come about, why we got it, what do we use it for, should you get one as a creative business owner, a photographer, a videographer, filmmaker, whatever. I sort of went through the layout of this place and everything. The last few videos I've made have been at this desk, and it's been using like this lighting and this sound setup and this video setup, and that's why I wanted to do the intro, and because those are more like tutorial based things to do with like video or business or running a creative business. And so I that's what you've basically seen for the last few videos. So for this video, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit more like vlog style, personal stuff rather than businessy tutorial type stuff, because a big part of me wanting to do the YouTube channel was, I wanted to do like educational content and kind of give back to the community, but I also wanted to document things for myself. And so it's important that, I do talk about like things that have been going on. We're all in the middle of the COVID outbreak, and that's had like a massive impact on so many things, so many people's lives. There's the health side of it and the kind of how that's affected people and their families. But then there's also the kind of the business side of things and how like financially impacted everybody has been in different ways. Some people have actually made money out of this situation, but a lot of people, especially in the creative sector, in the wedding industry, photography, videography, it's been very difficult to keep your business thriving in that environment. And honestly, I really think that social media and stuff that people put out on the internet, it can be quite bad when people are just always putting like all the good stuff and like living the best life and that sort of thing. And so I always wanted to be genuine and kind of honest and open and transparent about things. And honestly, the struggles that I've experienced in the last few months in particular, but also over the last few years, I've been really difficult. So like to build up a business, to start a business from scratch, to build up a business, to go and like get re-educated in something completely different to what you've done for like the first sort of 15-20 years of your life. That's been a massive undertaking, especially when we've got a young family. We both went back to university at the same time. We've both been building the business. So, we haven't had other income coming in. All our income, household income, has been coming from this work that we do. And it's very strange when literally all of that just stops and it's completely outside of your control. You don't have any kind of say over anything. Like we had a whole year planned. We had a whole year's worth of work with weddings. There would have been other jobs, some corporate work as well, but the weddings is the main income. And literally come March, bearing in mind we hadn't shot any this year up until March, come March, it just stopped. And that's an entire year's worth of income just disappeared. And that is the situation for so many people in either the creative industry, but in particular the wedding industry. So while some people might have been taking it easy, having a bit of a holiday, like I said before, maybe even making money out of it, it's been pretty devastating for people like us. And the only way kind of I know is to kind of, there's a problem, you find a solution. And so I immediately kind of went into trying to make money doing other kind of video work, photography work, any kind of like projects that I could do to make any money whatsoever. That's what I've been trying to do for the last few months, and it's been a proper grind. It's been really, really, really difficult. I've been learning things from scratch. I've been doing things I've never done before and trying to figure out how to do them, and the kind of relationships with clients is completely different to like weddings and the other corporate stuff I've done before. So it's been a real like kind of learning curve, but it's been very difficult, and I've worked really bloody hard. And the working my ass off has kind of been like the theme for like my entire life / in, particularly the last few years. And I don't think when we decided to go and start degree courses as mature students with a young family and start a business from scratch at the same time, I just do not think for a second we'd thought it through in terms of how hard it would be, how much time all of those things needed, and it's taken its toll. That's the honest thing. When I kind of left my previous job, I wasn't in the best place, sort of mentally. Some stuff had happened that had caused like me to suffer like with some actual proper depression, not just feeling sad and not just being depressed, but actual depression. And I never really sorted myself out before I threw myself back into this. I just I knew I had to sink or swim. I had to adjust my life, and that's exactly what I did. I started the business hoping that because it was something I enjoyed doing, that it wouldn't be it wouldn't be too stressful. It wouldn't create as much anxiety as what my previous job started to create for me. And at the same time started studying, and honestly it has gone really well for both me and Lindsay, and we couldn't ask for any better. But it's taken its toll on me in a physical way. I've put on a shit ton of weight, and I'm not as healthy, anywhere near as healthy or fit, and I'm not looking after myself. So quite amusingly, the battery ran out. What I was saying was, I'm not as fit and healthy as I was, and that's something that I really need to address, and it's something that I am really trying to address. I'm not gonna lie, it's been difficult because of the coronavirus thing, because it's like there's just so much more stress piled on top of what was already there. And the reason I like talking about it and being honest is because I use kind of food and drink as a comfort, as a at the end of the day when you're feeling like shit because you've worked yourself into the ground for 12 plus hours, day in day out, never taking days off, never enjoying life. The only thing I've got is food and a glass of wine, or a beer, and that's just going to take its toll if that's how you're living for a prolonged period of time like I have been. So it's a bit ridiculous really, the setup I've got here. I'm literally working in the living room bay window, so all the neighbours, because we're on the main road, all the neighbours that are passing, they're just like looking at me thinking, what is this nutcase doing? But this is just how it is. Like, I've got the studio, I should be working at the studio, it's a Saturday. As usual, I work pretty much all the weekend, barely take any time off, and it's just sometimes like today we're going to go round to my mum's for tea. The kids are kind of around and I want to spend time with them whilst trying to get stuff done, because I can't take any dedicated time off. So rather than going to the studio and having the travel there and back and having to sort out, I always end up taking things and forgetting something, and then I can't get something done because I haven't got it. That's the problem with having spaces, two different spaces that you're working in and what have you. So I just decided to set up here and just kind of try and get some work done in this window, which is quite a nice view, to be honest. So back to the fitness thing. I find it really difficult to get fit, concentrate on healthy eating, drinking, doing exercise, and the kind of fitting in all the work involved in running the business. And it has got to a point. It's my 38th birthday in a few weeks, and I really do need to do something about it now. I've been literally saying the same thing for the last couple of years and just never managing to do it. And what I'm going to try and do in the coming weeks is really prioritise it, try and make it a real part of life again. And that's important for me to document that, because if there's been a trade-off, if there's been a reason like I've been able to study and build a business and those things work out and be successful, then the trade-off has been the other thing, and now I've got to redress the balance, because COVID's kind of shown us all. But what I've taken from it is that you could work your ass off to make something work out and be successful, and then it can be completely taken out of your hands. And that's exactly what's happened. No fault of people's own, what they were going to do and how they were going to do it and the effort that they were putting in. Things have changed. Things have been changed for them. So I've got to think about my health more. That's more important than a successful business. And so that's really what's on my mind at the moment. And it's a real uphill battle trying to do something about it.
So the original ending for this video I recorded several weeks ago when I was recording the rest of it. I never got time to put it together and finish editing it to put it out. So I thought I would re-record the ending of it, because a lot more has happened since then, and we've made some decisions about certain things, and yeah, a lot of it is because of the change that's come with coronavirus. And I think if you're not looking at adapting, it's different for people that maybe work in the public sector like I used to do, because those jobs and everything that they're I'm not saying that their jobs haven't changed, but they're mainly unaffected in terms of job security and income and things like that. But anybody who's self-employed, particularly in the creative and particularly photography or wedding industry, etc., things have changed. And so it has caused us to adapt and change our short to medium term plans. The long-term goals, the long-term plans are still the same, but we've had to adapt. And that means we've decided to shut the studio down. And that was a big kind of decision that we'd been mulling over for months, and decided to do it at the end of August. So we packed up, and now everything is at home and trying to work out a new way of storing and working at home. So I'm doing some work in a garage, and subsequent videos I'm going to talk about that, because it's kind of an interesting topic. It's like DIY, but also lifestyle, and to I'm going to create a new office to work in. There's also changes in we don't know how long this is going to go on for, and although the business is stable, I didn't want to have to be spending money paying out for rent every month in a space that wasn't getting used. And also we had all our eggs in one basket. So Lindsay's starting teacher training this week, and that is a big step in a different direction, but something that she actually started considering doing a few years ago. And I think both of us will probably at some point maybe go into education. It's just being accelerated a little bit, and we don't know exactly what will happen. We'll just have to see how the next 6 to 12 months, the next couple of years pan out. But for now, we're just adjusting. There's not really any weddings happening, and I'm doing more work with businesses and other projects, and they're not as planned in advance. They don't pay as much. So we're just adapting to that a little bit. And a lot of other things happened, so that was the end of that. And it's almost like there's been a shift. So all the things I was talking about in this video to do with fitness, to do with like health and well-being, to do with like, you know, the downsides of stuff that people don't normally talk about, a lot of that has caused us to make some changes. And I do think that those changes will be for the best. And over the next few weeks, those changes will be happening. And then hopefully things will start to be a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more stable. And that's kind of how I'm seeing it. I'm definitely seeing it as a positive, and I definitely feel like it has put me in a better place over the last couple of weeks. So I just want to talk about that because, you know, moving out of the studio was a big thing. And when I started this video, it wasn't a confirmed, we weren't doing it. We decided after I started making this video. So yeah, I've had my birthday. I'm a year older. The whole health and fitness thing is something that I'm going to be really working on. Lindsay's going to be going on and kind of doing a job. She's going to be working 5 days a week. She's studying again. I'm probably going to be taking more of a role as like, excuse me, probably more of a role in the family and with the kids, which I'm really looking forward to. And excuse me again, this is fizzy. This laugh is fizzy. So yeah, but the takeaways are that, you know, everything that people put out there, there's always some downsides and there's always some, you know, struggles that people are having. And that's what life's all about. It's all about moving through things. Life, you know, things change and you have to adapt. And yeah, some people just get one job their whole life. They do that job and they're happy. I don't think that's us. So we're now adjusting. Your story's still here. That's still very much my focus. Lindsay will still be working with me. She'll still be doing weddings and other things with me. But we have to think about the big picture, and nobody knew that anything like this was going to happen. So I hope you and your family, your loved ones are all safe and well, and I hope that this situation hasn't affected you too much. I know a lot of people in the photography, videography, creative industries, the wedding industry. It's really, really causing them to struggle. People have lost so much income. The security of their jobs, the security of their vocations is so up in the air. And it's not fair. It's not fair because they were doing everything right and they were good at what they did. I don't want to end it on a somber note. It's all about what you make it and being positive, but I just wanted to kind of explain what was going on because I didn't want to make a whole episode about moving out of the studio. It wasn't a good thing. It was negative. It was upsetting, but I'm now thinking about the future. So hope you got something from this, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.